Regulators. They're a high-powered, guitar-driven rhythm and R&B band based out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The lead singer, Billy Ovechko, is known for across the Steel City for his great lyrics, seductive vocals, and stinging guitar riffs. Together with his band, The Regulators, which are three other guys, Brian Edwards, Arnold Stagger, and Ube Bay, they deliver a well-dosed verse of funky rhythm and blues, with heart and soul being the main ingredient, playing countless places all across the United States and the world. And their song tonight is Ain't Got Nothing to Prove on the album I Can't Change. So let's give up to our good friends Billy the Kid and The Regulators with their song as we go to break. And when we come back, it's going to be the best 90 minutes of NBA breakdown possible, because besides the fact that we have all these different great bloggers that talk about their favorite team, I got my main man Breakdown Sport with me as well, too, hanging out. So we're right back at the top of the hour. This is Full Court Press Radio, and we're about to go into the draft edition. We'll see you in about a minute.
I ain't got to prove nothing. Every day when the sun goes down, I grab my guitar. She never lets me down. She's all I ever needed to keep me shuffling.
We're all born with the blues, whether we want to admit it or not. Though you'll truly experience the blues from a different yet very unique perspective when you visit Yippee-Ki-Yay Blues. At Yippee-Ki-Yay Blues, you'll experience some amazing sounds from aspiring, talented musicians in the blues genre. Be sure to download Yippee-Ki-Yay Blues Android app from Google Play Store and get wired to the Rattled Beach Show on Friday nights. Blues on! YippieKiABlues.com.
NBA Lead will be your ultimate destination for up-to-the-moment expert NBA Lead will be your ultimate destination for up-to-the-moment expert commentary on all trending NBA topics and headlines. The digital broadcast network will offer hours of live content, plus more than hundreds of on-demand videos each week. It provides news, highlights, live look-ins, our own analysis, music, and conversations from around the NBA world. Moving at the speed of Twitter, it pushes from headline to headline, topic to topic. When all said and done, NBA Lead will bring the fans what they want, when they want. NBA Lead, for the fans, by the fans.
We are back for Full Court Press Radio, NBA Full Court Press Radio Lottery Draft Edition here on the Happy Hour Network. I'm your main man, Danny Thompson, hanging out with my main man, Marc Johnson of NBA FCP Radio. Sorry about the technical difficulties that are going on with Blog Talk Radio. It's just a little bit hectic on the side, but we are getting everybody in the queue. Got a couple difficulties in, and we're going to have a whole list of guys coming on, like I said, in the next 45 minutes to the hour or so. So Sean Kennedy is going to be leading off. He should be calling in about another 4 or 5 minutes or so. But before Sean calls in, Mark, let's talk about the NBA draft for a second. The draft lottery basically was tonight, and, it was huge. I know you're in Philly, and the excitement was there. It could have went bad, but it could have went better. So, Mark, in 15 seconds, what are your thoughts right now?
Oh, man. Well, I think it just went, according to how it was supposed to go. Nobody moved up. Nobody jumped. it just went, just like worse to, last, and that was it.
All right, so here's what we're about to do for the next hour and a half. Basically, for those who listened to the show last year, we pretty much went through the entire lottery. And we got a multitude of guests that are going to be coming through talking about their teams that they cover. And we're going to start with the guy with the team who has the number 1 overall pick in the NBA draft. It looks like my man Sean Kennedy from today's Fast Break covering the Philadelphia 76ers is on the line. Sean, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Danny. A night 3 years in the making. Couldn't ask for much more tonight.
You know what? This has been 3. I know, and Marc's the guy from Philly too. So you Philly guys have won something. I think you've won 7 games in the last 63 years since the process has started. So I'm gonna let you guys have this one tonight. So first and foremost, Sean, was this exactly what you guys wanted to have the number 1 overall pick?
Yeah, it basically came down to first or second. Obviously, Simmons and Ingram, they're a whole tier by themselves. So that first and foremost, that's all I was really worried about. Ideally, could have got the Lakers pick too, but we're not going to worry too much about that one tonight. We're just going to be happy with number 1 overall.
Marc, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely agree. And plus, we have a shot at the Lakers pick next year, especially if they, blow up free agency and don't get anybody again, hoping, as a 76ers fan. But you did definitely get to celebrate having number 1. I'm definitely leaning towards Simmons. I think he does everything better except shoot the 3 ball. So, I hope it's Simmons. That's just my opinion.
But your opinion, Sean, who do you think the Sixers are targeting with the pick?
I think they're going to go Simmons. I personally was leaning Ingram between the two heading into tonight just because the Simmons outside shooting concerns me. I know everybody says everything's great except the shot, and you see instances in the league like Kawhi Leonard where a guy gets in the league and they're able to fix that. But to me, it's not that simple, and if he's not able to correct that, then I just don't see how he can be as effective as everybody expects him to be, given the pace and space of the NBA today. But given the dearth of ball handling for the Sixers and the fact that they really don't have a point guard in place right now, I think Simmons' ball handling ability is going to be even more paramount for them than he might be with some other teams. So I think with the Sixers, it's a good fit, and obviously he is the most talented player all around. So I think it'll be a good marriage between the two.
Interesting. So here's a situational question for you on this one. Now, I know this is going to seem blasphemy in the city of Philadelphia, but Sean, do they keep the pick or they trade it? I know Sixers fans want to win. There's so many available targets that are veterans. Keep or trade the pick. What do you think the Sixers do?
I can't see a scenario where they don't keep it. Their entire thinking over these past few years was to get that blue chip superstar and put themselves in a position to do that. So, not that he is at this point, but Simmons or Ingram has the best chance of anybody in this draft to actually be that player. So unless something happens, say the Pacers come along and say, hey, we'll offer you Paul George for the number 1 pick. I know that rumor has been floated out there before, but it's just not a scenario where they're just going to get a guy because he's a veteran and they want to improve a little bit. They even Brian Colangelo coming in, he knows they need that blue chip guy, and I think from all his comments he was aware of the top 2 being in a class by themselves, and given that we got one of those 2 guys now, I don't see a scenario where they give that up.
So, like I said, so Sean, how does everybody contact you on today's Fast Break through social media and also on Twitter?
I am at Philly Fast Break and on Twitter, and you can also see some of my work at phillyfastbreak.com as well as today'sfastbreak.com.
Check out my main man, Sean Kennedy. I know, Sean, this is a quick way of saying kind of like speed dating for actual NBA draft, but we're going to do this again, and we'll actually have you in the hot seat a little bit longer next time around. But I appreciate you coming on, giving your take on the Sixers, and I'm pretty sure that the drinking games in Philadelphia have already begun, and the victory parade for Sam Hinkie. What time is the parade, Sean, tomorrow for Sam Hinkie? For all the Hinkie they've done?
It already started. I think if we went on Broad Street right now, you might see it underway.
Sean, thanks for checking in, my friends. We'll speak soon.
All right. Have a good night. Thanks.
Mark, let's talk Los Angeles Lakers. I'll put you in the hot seat on this one. When Mitch Kupchak saw the second overall pick, what were your thoughts with the Lakers getting the second overall pick? Were you relieved? What were your thoughts?
Shoot, I think, it works out for him. If you have a chance at Brandon Ingram, he's I think like about 42% from three. Lakers need help shooting the ball. They need to, incorporate Randall into the offense as the first option, and those guys play off of him. So I think it works there. They still need an inside presence, but I don't think they have that shot-blocking presence in the draft that's high up enough for pick number 2 to go get them. So if you go with Ingram, that would be fine.
Now, let's look at this. You're saying Brandon Ingram's the pick at number 2. Do you think they target anybody else? I heard they were liking Chris Dunn, Jamal Murray. Is it anybody else?
Well, they're loaded at guard. You have Clarkson, you have D'Angelo Russell. So even if you get another guard coming in, and I like Murray a lot, I think he's ready to play now, I don't know that he unseats either one of those guys in the lineup. So why would you do that when you have a glaring need of small forward? Kobe Bryant just retired. Start filling in the needs. Don't get too cute, and don't overthink the draft. Look, you need a small forward, pick Ingram.
Here's a question. Do you think now Lakers fans are one of these teams that can, that want to win now? Do you keep the pick or do you trade it?
Trade, that's definitely interesting. You definitely could do, make a move like that. Who would they target? I'm really not sure. I know a lot of guys are talking about getting to L.A. You hear DeRozan's name, and you hear Paul George's name, and you even hear Russ Westbrook and Kevin Durant's name. So you have to see where those teams draft. Maybe if you flip the pick and then also get the player, then you maybe can work something out. So a trade probably is more likely for a team like the Lakers because they don't like to develop a whole bunch of young guys, and they probably feel that they have one too many already. So trading the pick, I think, will be more logical for them than actually keeping the pick.
And your pick is at number 2?
Yeah, if they're picking number 2, they got to take Ingram.
On the line is our good friend checking in for the Boston Celtics. He does cover the Celtics for today's Fast Break, and also one of the more up-and-coming writers all across the country. My main man, Matthew Schmidt from today's Fast Break, is on to talk Celtics. Matthew, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
You know what? This is my favorite time of year. It's speed dating for basketball junkies and NBA draft heads. You cover the Boston Celtics, and this is a pick that they've been waiting for ever since the day they traded Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce to Brooklyn. They got the pick. Now, will this be the second time that the Brooklyn Nets regret trading a top 5 pick? Because the last time was Damian Lillard, who was drafted 6th. The Celtics are now picking number 3. What were your thoughts on the Celtics ended up with the 3rd pick?
Well, to be honest with you, man, obviously as a Celtics fan, you'd like them to have gotten 1 or 2, but, they also could have picked 4, 5, or 6. So getting 3rd is actually a pretty big relief, especially given their unlucky history in the lottery over the years. And there's a lot of options that, a lot of ways they can go with this pick. You can take one of the nice wings on the board. You can potentially trade it for a star player. So I think, this is a good position the Celtics are in right now.
Marc?
Yeah, I think I have to agree. Celtics are in a good position. I will probably, just like the Lakers, I'll probably be looking more to trade the pick. Boston, they've been able to win with this roster that they have, and they need, some star power. The 3rd pick could net you, 3rd pick and maybe a couple other assets maybe can net you a guy, in return that really can do some damage. So, trading the pick will be good because at that point it's going to be a lot of guards on the board, and the Celtics have guards galore. So, it doesn't make sense in taking another young guard.
Now, Matthew, here's a question for you. Now the Celtics are like you said, they're not in the Simmons and not in the Ingram sweepstakes.
Right.
Do they keep, in this situation, who are you targeting? There's a lot, like Marc just said, there's a lot of good guards out there. Do you target a big? Right. Do you target a guard? If you're keeping the pick, who do you target?
Here's the thing. If they keep the pick, there are some people who think they should go with Dragon Bender because he's a big that will fill a need from up front. But given the situation they're in, they just won 48 games this year. They're not in a position where they're building from the ground up. They're kind of in a win-now scenario. So I think what they should do is go for someone who can help them right away if they keep the pick. And they need scoring from the backcourt. They need perimeter shooting. So you got Buddy Hield. You got Jamal Murray on the board, probably at that pick. assuming obviously 1 and 2 or some combination of Simmons and Ingram, which